Whoa, America, y'all know it's Lex SuperTube. If you listening to this, I hope you feeling incredible. Love Island USA Season 7, the finale. Now, America, we open up this episode with Amaya wildin'. And we told y'all in our last video, Amaya make one great party host, y'all. She make us just want to turn up. Like, you see Amaya, you just want to get drunk for no reason, y'all. She opened this episode up very late, and this is the same episode where the couples get told that they're gonna go on their final dates. And what's crazy is some of these couples ain't never been on a date before, but we're gonna get into all of that. We got Chris and Huda, and I'll be calling Huda, or I'll be like Huda hoo. We got Iris and Pepe. Then we got Nicolandria, or Nick and Olandria. And then we got Spicy, Amaya, and Bryan. Now, Nicolandria, or on this episode, Freako Nico, they go on their date first. And they go to a private island off the coast of Fiji. This is lit. Peacock came through with the big budget for them. Now, on this island, they find messages in bottles on the sand. And this is dope. The producers, they left some Easter eggs on the floor, and they know how to make a moment. Y'all listen, if you watch this show like I'm doing with your lady, it's gonna give you some ideas. Now, you know, on Love Island, you gotta come across a random fruit platter out of nowhere. While Nick and Olandria is on the island, they find in the messages, this nigga Nick, he told Olandria that she's his hard-boiled egg, cause she's hard on the outside and soft on the inside. Now, you know that she gonna have to have a talk with you when you get off the island, right, Nick? She gonna have to get you on code, like, you call me a hard boy or what? On TV? They find a note from Nick's dad miraculously on the island. And then they find another one from Olandria's sister, and I was very sentimental watching her read it, and she started crying, makeup running down her cheek and everything. Very touching moment. Their date comes to a conclusion, but that view was amazing. That scene of them kissing on that mountain, whoever caught that scene, they did their thing with that. Now, Iris and Pepe, they go on their date next. Iris and Pepe, they be chilling. I hope that their relationship is active off the island. Just seeing them, they don't really be doing but chilling on the hammock, and Pepe busts a one-liner on her every now and then. He don't really be doing too much. But then we got Huda and Chris. I'm wondering, y'all, could they be having some trouble in paradise? And this same night, they're here, y'all. They got into some drama because Chris threw a pillow at her. She had to go put like a bandage on her nose. My Empress telling me that Huda had that house on lock the whole season. On this night, she wanted Chris to wife up on her and touch her up and show her some love, and he was like, no, mom, I'm tired, I'm not doing that. Huda and Chris, they got some tension, and I'm gonna keep it a bean. When I'm looking at that, I don't see Chris and Huda thriving after they get off the island at all. So Pepe and Iris, they're next after Olandria and Nick, and they go sailing looking like two conquistadors riding the raft on their date. These two motherfuckers go scuba diving, finding Nemo. They pull back up on the ship, and they got blueberries. Once again, you know, on Love Island, you gotta have random fruits pop up out of nowhere. Get them antioxidants. Now, Pepe, we see you, all right? And you know my boy Pepe a Pisces, all right? You know how we do. You gotta go in the water. Now, this couple, though, Pepe and Iris, I ain't gonna lie, they look good together. When I see them on camera, I do find myself wondering, where's the substance? Maybe they're choosing to be reserved on camera. Even Iris mentions during the conversation about when they get back. She just wants to see how things are when they get back off the island. And I honestly just hope that they can motivate each other. So they get back to the island, and Huda and Chris is next. You gotta remember, y'all, Huda and Chris, they got some tension going on because Huda wanted Chris to touch up on her and show her some love and all of that. And Chris was tired. He was knocked out. So Huda is talking about she want physical touch and all of this stuff. So there's some tension there, right? Now, before we get into their date, he's blinded by her BBL. He's blinded by the looks and the attitude. He just overlooks it. When they actually went on the date, just from seeing him on camera, he looked like he always ready to communicate about something and listen. And that's what he wants to talk to Huda about. And while he's trying to talk to Huda about it on their date, Huda is cutting it off like 20 times. She don't give a about nothing he's trying to come. She like, communicate what? Express what? Express your shut up. I don't want to hear that. She got her hand on her chin. She don't want to hear nothing he's saying. Now this combo, Huda's attitude is straight up wacky. Now honestly, bro, I think she just programmed to be like that. She keeps it a buck. I mean, Huda. She keeps it a buck with Chris, and they ultimately look like they about to break up. And out of nowhere, the producers send this lady out there in a red dress to sing in the middle of the moment. I'm talking like, yo, yeah, whoever the producers are behind this show, they was like at the most craziest moment of Huda and Chris's date. They was like, yo, go out there. And Shorty started singing. And yo, listen, after that, Chris immediately was like, yo, so what was you just talking about again? Yo, listen, he was unfazed. He was like, the producers did what? Man, I don't give a yo, Huda, what we doing? Yo, America, I never seen nothing like that. Never seen nothing like that. The timing of that was insane. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Super Tube if y'all know what I'm talking about. Huda says she thinks that her and Chris should be friends. And this dude, Chris, is on a different timing. He immediately kind of says, yo, I can't take this, man. Huda sipping on champagne. Chris walk off. And he ain't even look back at Shorty. He ain't even look back. But he comes back because the producers told him, look, y'all gotta leave together. And he pulls back up. In America, when he does, Huda says, you want to carry me? Or you want me to walk? And Huda says, yo, look, what Huda is really saying is, listen, these feet don't touch water. You better carry me. You know these can't get feet pics for free. She took that emotional walk in the water. Yeah, this reunion is gonna be insane. Now next up, Amaya and Bryan. And when Amaya and Bryan leave, Chris and Huda pull back up. In America, you know it's not a lit situation when Huda and Chris pull back up. This is where Huda gotta tell the ladies what happened. And Chris gotta talk to the fellas about it. Now Huda's there talking about how she want guys to be obsessed with her because she wanna be grabbed passionately with love and all of that. And she's really just saying that Chris is lax, not showing that energy that she wants. And Chris is saying the communication is not there for her to allow him to do that. Well, that's what I think was going on with them. But y'all let me know what y'all think was going on with them. But Chris, you could tell by his whole demeanor, he don't give up. He's like, yo, I see what they saying online when they was calling her a Huda rat. He's like, yo, I see what they were talking about. That's why he ain't think that his mom and his sister was going jack Shorty. Now, y'all, Amaya and Bryan, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Super too. Amaya and Bryan, they went deep with this on their date. They got out a photo book of childhood memories. And the scenery of where they was at, it was similar to where Chris and Huda went. The treatment, the emotional connection that they created with Amaya. Listen, y'all, listen. Amaya, I don't care what y'all tell me. Editing, the candid scenes that they was getting of her, even the scenes online and in the online content, her whole treatment was different. You literally seen it here. Now cinematically, Olandria and Nick and Amaya and Bryan, they had the best dates hands down. This is a fact, because even in one of the content pieces online from Love Island USA, no funny, I was like, yo, they're editing Amaya very different, even outside of the show, because once again, what happens outside of the show can affect the actual perception of the show. But I literally seen it on their date. Like, you got her reading a whole photo album, childhood memories. That's an emotional connection right there. Y'all get what we saying here? Hey, look, if I'm wildin', y'all let me know in the comments, all right? Olandria and Nick, Amaya and Bryan, their dates look the best on camera. Now, y'all check this out though. When they get back to the island, the couple's chilling. After the dates, this is where the winner is about to get announced. So the gentlemen, they sit down, and then the ladies come out, right? The gentleman is courting the ladies. When Iris comes out, she was grilling the out of Huda, y'all. And I don't know if anyone else caught that. Huda would look like she was third wheeling a little bit. I'm gonna just keep it a bean. Olandria has the best outfit that I've seen in reality TV anywhere. when it comes to style and aesthetics, what she wore, Olandria is a superstar. And this outfit looked like some Met Gala-ish. Her outfit is amazing, and Nick matched with the black on gold, black on black, gold on gold. Okay, white boy got swag. Shout out to my guy Nick. Olandria, that outfit, stunning. All right, now y'all, right before they announced the winners, and notice once again, right, even with this, how Amaya and Bryan was edited, and even Nick and Nicolandria, they got the best edits out of everybody. Even on the island when they kissed, when they went to the private island, yeah, that last shot of them is like iconic. And of course, both of them, they look great on camera. Now out of nowhere, after all of the sentimentalities is exchanged, we got Ariana Maddox pulling up looking like the Statue of Liberty, hair looking royal. Okay, we see you. And like, you know, when Auntie pull up, you know some big about to get announced. The winner is about to get announced, but before they do, we gotta go to the fire pit. And fourth place is Iris and Pepe. Now look, I mean, everybody kind of knows that these two, they look great together, but once again, we gotta see these two off camera. Pepe and Iris, they just be chilling. I'm just like, yo, when it comes to the motivational factor and the substance, they probably don't want to do all that on an island. They probably don't want to do certain things on camera. So cool, we gonna check back on them in 3 months. We gotta see when it's time to get to business and lifestyle. We gotta see how they complement each other there. But big shout out to Pepe and Iris. Third, we got Huda and Chris. Come on. Huda, you was wilding the whole season, right? And I think they gonna bring Huda back for some other and Chris, look, Chris is gonna end up doing some epic and pulling back up on Shorty like, what's up? You flexed on me on Peacock. What's up? I knew you was a little the whole time. That's how Chris gonna pull up. Yeah, Huda's gonna give it up and let my son Chris smash. Y'all know Huda, she gotta say some weird-ish at the end of it. Oh, we're not even together. I'm like, yo, Huda, you on the show, relax, shorty. Everybody knows y'all not together. Y'all mics is always on. Stop embarrassing the dude like that. Relax. Is it because he ain't carry you? He put his feet in the water too. Relax. This moment right here, we see Huda trying to get a viral moment. She trying to kiss Iris on camera. Iris was looking at her when the ladies was walking out. When Iris walked out, she was looking at her like, yo, I know the type of girl you are. What's crazy is that she tried to kiss her. And once again, I think Huda just wanted to get a viral moment. All right, but Huda who? So Huda and Chris is third place. Now left, we got Nicolandria, Amaya, and Bryan. And listen, y'all, these couples, they were literally edited the best in the post-production, in the content online, in the content in the show, 100%. And when I see them as the last two, we gonna have to come back to that because that's important. But we got Nicolandria, Amaya, and Bryan left, right? And of course, y'all, when the dust starts settling, everybody start wilding because we got Nicolandria taking the chip for second place because Bryan and Amaya won the 100K. And of course, y'all, Amaya and Bryan are the winners of this season, y'all. And yeah, look, you know they about to take that 100K and go on a vacation. Amaya about to be hosting some parties, and my son Bryan gonna be hitting the banchata count on 100K. Like, what's up, mama? Look, congrats to them. They did their thing. Big ups to Bryan and Amaya Papaya. Shelly and Ace, Taylor, Bryan, Love Island. We could speak on whether or not they got a editing bias. But look, we gotta speak on that because they 100% left a lot of important things out of the show. Certain things that show depth of character. Look, when I started watching the show, I was asking my empress like, yo, why is that happening? Or why is that girl mad at that girl? The way they edit it, you're realizing that you're left without context for certain things. They can edit in certain things where you're building up an emotional connection with Amaya. So certain scenes being cut out, like even with Clark, they were saying something like certain scenes where Clark was praying every morning, that was cut out. Well, that is something that would show depth of character, and that would build up a great emotional connection with the viewers for Clark. I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all still gonna be tuning in for the next season. Things like that going on. But wait, y'all, there's more. Amaya and Bryan wins, right? And the couple that wins, they gotta go further and choose between love or money. Now, this is epic because this is where they really test in love. But now the host gives them 2 envelopes, right? And Amaya, she gets the envelope with $0, and Bryan got the one with 100K. The couple wins. One of the members of the couple is given 100K, and Bryan gets the 100K, and he was given the option of splitting it. And like a real nigga would, he chose to keep the 100K and split it in half with Amaya. Real nigga solo. Now, come on, bro. You know Amaya Papaya brought that fire. All right, you low-key was not gonna get that 100K without her. You better split that up with Shorty Wardy. Congrats to them. Congrats to the runner-ups. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it a bean. This show is very different. This show is a hit. The ratings for this show is crazy, and I think it did way better than everybody expected. But once again, the editing bias is crazy. Like, even with the narrator, his favorite scene is the one with Amaya, like, talking to herself candidly. The fact that y'all showing that and the winner isn't even announced yet, they're literally giving her extra screen time, because after the show, people is still looking for the content. When they see Love Island got Amaya and she zoning out by herself and the narrator is jacking it, they like, yo, I like this girl, let me go vote for her. They gotta fix that up a little bit, because the way that certain things was edited, I'm asking my queen, like, yo, what happened with them? Or what happened with Shelly and that girl? Or why are they moving? And then you come to realize it was edited out. I don't know why they're doing that. Because they did my son Taylor and Clark dirty. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Super 2. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the content, because y'all know we about to go crazy with it, baby. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Super 2. Y'all know it's a show sticks. Let's get it.